Guys, we got a special box here. This is one of the new WOLF knives, and I think you're gonna be kind of surprised. Let's turn this around and take a look at the Midnight Fix EDC. Guys, I'm kind of excited about this one. The WOLF knives have been amazing. We had Ben on the live feed a while ago. This is their fixed blade, the Midnight Jack Fixed, or the Midnight Fixed EDC. This thing is a very nice knife. But before we do anything with the knife, I just want to point out that their packaging has always been amazing. They have these comic book covers that Ben has been putting on these knives since the very first one. It's on the tubes. They have a professional comic book artist do these. They are great. And this came packaged really well. So you have the internal packaging as well that holds the knife and the sheath. So I just wanted to point this out because this is some of the best packaging on the market, and I absolutely love it. So let's get this stuff out of the way so we can talk about the knife. So this is a small little EDC fixed, and I gotta tell you, even with the sheath on this thing is so light. But this is basically a small little EDC fixed blade based on the Midnight Jack. Now, if you know anything about the WOLF knives, they make some of the best modern slip joints out there. They are really up there with some of the, I mean, they're up there with some of the like really good companies like Great Eastern Cutlery and other companies that have made slip joints for a long time. So this is S90V. It's done in a hollow grind with black linen micarta handles. And this thing, guys, it just almost doesn't exist. I got to get my scale out so we can weigh. We haven't had the scale out for a little bit. So we'll do this in grams for those who are too lazy to fraction. So you've got 37 grams. So in ounces, you're looking at 1 1/4 ounce. This thing is incredibly light. Let's get this scale out of the way so we can talk about the knife some more. Sorry, I just thought, let's weigh the entire package. Still under 4 ounces, even with the sheath. That is insane. And like I said, for those of you too lazy to fraction and won't do it in freedom units, that's 95 grams. So now let's get this out of the way and talk about the knife. So I really like this. And you guys know this because I'm a fixed blade guy. Most of the stuff you see on this channel is folding knives, but I am at heart a fixed blade guy. This thing is just, it's insane. It doesn't feel like you even have anything in your hand. It is so light. S90V steel, nice little modified sheep's foot blade on this with this nice facet swedge on the back. It is super sharp, nice and thin behind the edge with this hollow grind. The handles are a coffin end handle like you'd see on a Bowie knife. This thing is great, and it is basically it is a slip joint without the slip joint. It is so good. The sheath on this, now this isn't going to be a very long video because I have been asked to treat this very gently because this is not my knife and it was not sent to me by the folks over at WOLF Knives. Ben did not send this. This is a very nice sheath on this. The leather is done really well. Great stitching. It's got the embossed logo on it. It is tight enough to hold that in place. You've got something, I meant to mention this, so we'll talk about it. You've got a spot for a lanyard so you can pull this out easily. This will sit in your pocket just to here and then sit up, or you can put this on your belt if you want. That is a very stiff clip on that. The knife itself, just insanely comfortable in hand. If you need a small little knife for small duty tasks where you don't need a large folder, and I mean, just for size comparison, this is a Spyderco PM2. Oop, dropped it right on it. That is tiny. That's even smaller than my Sea Snake design. So just a great all-around knife. Like I said, a lanyard post on this so that you've got a spot to put a lanyard if you want on this because it is kind of small. I've got about just about a full 3-finger grip on this, not quite. So really good on the design on this. I love this. The handle comes up to a nice finger guard so you can still get on it. But the thing that really strikes me as something I would use a lot is how this feels in the pinch grip and doing things like cutting cardboard, opening boxes, doing small things around my shop here, cutting out patterns for things for my daughter, for her little arts and crafts stuff that she does. And I do like the fact that the scales are removable. The sheath comes very tight. You do have to open the mouth of it to get the knife all the way down in. So just all around really good. There's a couple small things about it. I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple small things about it that I'm not a big fan of. And we're gonna talk about those in just a second. Flip side of the story, flip side of the knife. So as far as the knife itself, not really anything that I can think of that I would say is a game stopper. I wish that this had been done a little more smoothly on these corners here where you come across. This is polished up, but then this is kind of coarse. I would have liked to have been the same finish all around because it kind of gives you a weird feel in hand where you feel how slick it is there and then it's kind of rough there. All in all, I really do like the way the handles look. I think I would have wanted a coarser finish on the handles. I'm really a fan of micarta when it's left a little bit more raw like it is on this Spyderco Military. It just gives you a little bit more tactility. I think that this could feel a little slick in hand if it got wet. As far as that on the knife, that's it. There's no sharp edges, no hot spots. Now let's go ahead and talk about the sheath, because for a fixed blade, a sheath can make or break it. And this has a really good sheath. There's just a couple small things about it that I don't like. I wish that, like, I think that's about as far as you're going to get this knife down in this sheath is right to here. I wish that the sheath was a little bit longer and you could get a little bit more of it up here, especially with having a lanyard on it. You could allow that to sit further, because when you put this in your pocket, you've got that much sticking up. And if you put it on your belt, you've got that much sticking up, which means that it's going to really, it's going to dig into your side or your stomach, depending on where you carry it. The sheath itself, you've got this pocket clip on it. And I've never been a fan of these pocket clips with this little lip on it here. They're really good for on a backpack. You see how that lip is on there? They're not good in and out of pocket. They're not good if you have a belt that happens to be a little bit wider than this. They can chew up a belt. They are very hard to get in and out of your pocket. If you're carrying it on a backpack, on a backpack, strap, that's great because that pulls it in and it keeps it from sliding off. But I don't like those clips at all. I never have. I don't like it on any of the knives. What I really wish this had, and maybe in future iterations, or you could get a sheath made yourself, is something that would allow you to put soft loops, like some holes on here, where you could put some holes through it for soft loops so you could carry this scout carry and then just be able to remove this. I don't know if you can completely remove this. I don't think you can. I think that this is sewn on there, and I think the other piece of the hardware is on the inside, which is another thing that I'm kind of curious about, like how the screw side of this is in there to prevent you from dragging up against it, marring your blade, or knocking the edge off of it by running into the other piece of hardware on this. I don't really feel it. I can honestly say I don't feel it in there. And then the final thing is, even though this is a nice tight sheath now, this leather is going to stretch over time, and it's going to be really, really easy for that to... Actually, I think I was just up against that piece of screw. I think that's what was stopping it. This is going to open up over time and get loose, and you're going to lose some of that retention. And then if you do happen to sit down or lay this down, it could fall out. But overall, I do love this design. I love the knife design. The only real problems I have with this is with the sheath. It's a very, very nice little everyday carry fixed blade. So is it a yup or not? Oh, it's a yup. It's a yup. And like I said, when you're getting something that's going to be part of your daily like this, you may be able to get someone else to make a sheath for this that would fit your needs a little bit better than these standard sheaths. The problem with sheaths are they have to be made so that they hit the broad spectrum. It's just a thing that has to come with it. A lot of guys do get aftermarket sheaths or custom-made sheaths for their knives. So there you go, guys. I do love this a lot. So it's a yup all day, twice on Sunday. Let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day. Guys, I love the idea of this. I love more people making small everyday carry fixed blades that aren't too thick. This is what a small everyday carry fixed blade needs to be, not some of those big, chunky, thick fixed blade neck knives This thing's great. I absolutely love it. I loved having Ben on the show. I love talking to Ben at knife shows. I like seeing what they're doing. I love traditional knives, and I love the fact that they're making traditional fixed blades that are useful. So guys, that's it on this one. You guys know how to support the channel. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon. If you hit the bell icon, make sure you set it to all. There's a bunch of different ways you can support the channel down below. I've got a bunch of links down below. Coffee Brand Coffee and Tempered Trail have discounts built into their links down below. Saves you 10%. Another way you can save 10% is with my coupon code of crazysharp. It'll save you 10% at Rosecraft Blades, 10% at Fair & Forge Knife Works, 10% at KATSU Knives, who are going to be making my small little folding knife, my first folding knife. And it will also save you 40% at Beyond EDC Knives. And a coupon code, once again, is crazysharp. All one word, all lowercase. Like I said, bunch of different vendor links down below. If you're going to buy knives, please use those links. Doesn't cost you extra. It supports the channel. I also have an Amazon store that works the same way. Take that link, pin it in your browser, use it for all your Amazon shopping. Check out my membership down below. See all the benefits I've got there. Giveaways, exclusive content, premium sharpening tutorial series, stuff like that. So guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.